Now in section 5.4, we're going to continue to work on multiplying polynomials, but there are some special products. Products means the result of multiplication. So when we multiply two binomials, two polynomials that have two terms, we can use what's called the FOIL method, which is basically the distributive property, but it's just a way to make sure you haven't forgotten one of the expansions. Find the square of a binomial, how to multiply the sum and difference of two terms, and then some special products. All right, so first of all, the FOIL method, F-O-I-L. The FOIL method, that acronym stands for first, outside, inside, last. Do the first terms, the outside terms, the inside terms, and then the last terms. When you are multiplying two binomials, that would mean that each binomial has two terms. So here's the first term and the second term. Here's the first term and the second term. When we say first, we mean multiply the two that are touching the open parens. Those are the first terms. Of these four, the outside terms are the ones that are touching the open and close here. Multiply these two, the outside. Inside means multiply the two innermost. And then last means multiply those that are touching the closed paren. So first, outside, inside, last. That's basically the distributive property, but you won't forget a term accidentally. All right, so multiplying these binomials, let's look at classroom example 1 here. First is x times x is x squared. Outside, x times negative 5 is negative 5x. Inside, 7 times x is positive 7x. And then last, 7 times negative 5 is negative 35. And we will have to combine our middle terms, x squared plus 2x minus 35. So here we're multiplying binomials, and we're multiplying the first, the outside, the inside, and the last. By the way, here we're multiplying. In chapter 6, we're going to start with this polynomial, and we're going to come up with these factors. All of chapter 6 is going in the reverse operation. Rather than multiplying to come up with a product, we're going to start with a product, and we're going to factor to come up with the factors. All right, well, there's time enough for that. Let's go ahead and look here. Two binomials. So first, 6x times 6 is 6x squared. Outside, 6 times negative 4 is negative 24x. Inside, negative 1 times x is negative x. And then last, negative 1 times negative 4 is positive 4. First, outside, inside, last. That's our FOIL mnemonic to remember. So let's combine. We've got 6x squared minus 25x plus 4, combining those two middle x terms. So that's FOIL, your first, your outside, your inside, and your last. Go ahead and try practice 1. All right, so for classroom example 2, here I'm multiplying 3 times x minus 4 times 3x plus 1. So I could multiply these two first and then that polynomial, or I can multiply these two first. I think I'm going to multiply the x minus 4 times the 3x plus 1 first, just to prove a point. So we'll bring down the 3, and now I'm going to do FOIL. First, x times 3x is 3x squared. Outside, 1 times x is x. Inside, negative 4 times 3x is negative 12x. And then last, negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. And then combine your middle terms. So this is going to be 3 times 3x squared minus 11x minus 4. Now I'm not done. I still have to multiply all those terms in that polynomial by 3. So my final answer is going to be 9x squared minus 33x minus 12. So hopefully you're getting the idea that FOIL stands for the first in the positions of the polynomials. The outside are the first and fourth term, the inside are the second and third, and the last are the ones near those closed parens. All right, so 2x plus 5, we know the first thing we want to do is change 2x plus 5 squared into 2x plus 5 times 2x plus 5. First, 2x times 2x is 4x squared. Outside, 2x times 5 is a positive 10x. Inside, 5 times 2x is positive 10x. And then last, 5 times 5 is 25. And let's combine our middle terms. Our final answer is 4x squared plus 20x plus 25. All right, so why don't you try practice 4. So if you can do FOIL, you can multiply any two binomials. What we're going to go through now, the sum and difference of two terms, this is just bonus. This is just extra. This is for those students that like detecting patterns, and it's easier for you to memorize a pattern or memorize a formula than it is to actually do this work. Let's go back to 2x plus 5 squared. What do we notice here? My first term is 2x squared, and my last term is 5 squared. And what's in my middle term? My middle term is 2 times 2x times 5. Here's the sum of a square. If you like remembering this pattern, the first term is square the first, the last term is square the last, and the middle term will always be 2 times multiplying these two together. So we're going to practice this here. First I'll write the formula down. So if we have a plus b squared, that will always be a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. The first squared, the second term squared, multiply the two terms together and multiply by 2. All right, so here a is equal to y, and here b is equal to 3. So I know my answer is going to be y squared. The last term is going to be a positive 9. The last term is always a positive. And when I multiply AB, I'll get 3y. So this is going to be plus 2 times 3y. Your final answer would be y squared plus 6y plus 9, which is the exact same answer if you were to make that y plus 3 times y plus 3 and do FOIL. All right, what about if we do the difference? The difference of two terms. What if it's a minus b squared? The first term is still a squared. The last term is still b squared. But in the middle, it's minus 2 times multiplying the two, a and b. So let's come on over here. If we have x squared minus 3y squared, what is a? X squared. What is b? Negative 3y. And what is a times b? Negative 3 x squared y. All right, so to use our formula, if I'm going to square x squared minus 3y, the first term is going to be x squared squared, so that's x to the 4th. The last term is going to be positive 9 y squared, because when you square this, you get a positive number. And then in the middle, I'm going to multiply this by 2. Negative 6 x squared y, which is the exact same answer you would get if you expanded this and did first outside, inside, last. So again, I would say go ahead and try practice 5 and practice applying this pattern, practice applying this rule, but if you don't use it, it's okay. You'll still get the right answer using FOIL.